different, or they even, what was I gonna say? Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video I'm going to be sharing my Aldi grocery haul with you guys. I just got back from doing some grocery shopping. I really didn't need too much today. It usually is most of the time produce and some proteins that I need, and then some random dairy items, some pantry items, stuff like that. So I'm gonna be walking through everything that I just picked up and sharing how I incorporated to stay on track with my weight loss journey. I'll be giving the WeightWatchers points and sharing the nutrition labels on the screen for everything. So let's go ahead and just get started talking through everything that I got. And if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I did film in the store today, so I'll have the prices for the individual items at the end of this video. I think my total today was $167 for everything. So like I said, not a huge haul, but still stocked up on a lot of stuff that I needed. Starting with produce. For bell peppers, they've always got these 3-packs like this. So it's like the bag that I get at Sam's Club that has 6. So I got 2 of them today. I really use these peppers the most for veggie mix, but they're also really nice and easy to incorporate into a bunch of different meals. I feel like bell peppers are my most used vegetable out of everything that I buy, just because I feel like they go with so many different things, whether it's a pasta dish or a rice bowl, or I'm making fajitas or tacos or anything like that. I feel like bell peppers just work with a lot of things. They're 0 points on WeightWatchers and nice and easy for me to incorporate. I feel like whenever there isn't a vegetable for me to use when I'm about to make like a pasta dish or something, I always end up using a bell pepper. Then like I mentioned, I do make veggie mix with some bell peppers. I also use onions. So these are just red onions. I switch off which ones I buy between like red and yellow usually, and today I just needed more red. I also picked up some zucchini, which is 0 points on WeightWatchers and another ingredient that I add to my veggie mix, but also it's one of those ingredients that works well to bulk up meals like pasta, or even just roasted as a side with like burgers or something. Zucchini is a nice, quick and easy option that's pretty filling, and it's 0 points. I haven't gotten these in a while, but they are 0 points on WeightWatchers. These are the Little Potato Company, and this one specifically is the Little Duos. So there are different color potatoes in there, and like I said, they're 0 points on WeightWatchers. For the serving of 4 to 5 potatoes, it's 80 calories, and it's got 2 grams of fiber and 2 grams of protein in that. What I like to do with these is usually just roast them in the oven or the air fryer. I'll toss them in some olive oil spray and some seasoning, and then they make a nice side with burgers, or even as a base for bowls. Sometimes I'll even do like a burger or taco bowl with a base of potatoes. I also really like Fiesta potatoes from Taco Bell, so I like to cut these in half and roast them even longer in the air fryer till they get kind of crispy, and then I'll put some queso, some taco meat, and just make some loaded Fiesta potatoes with them. And then they're also good in different recipes if you want to put them in soup, if you want to grill them. They are a nice potato option. So I just grabbed a bag of these. They're 0 points. I was planning to make some type of stir fry, so I got some fresh sliced mushrooms as well as some sugar snap peas. And these are both 0 points on WeightWatchers. I'm just gonna cook them together and then pick some type of protein, which I might use the ground chicken that I got today, or I'll see what I have in the freezer because I've definitely got some meats in there I could use up. I like to usually do chicken for stir fry, but you could also do seafood. Sometimes I'll do shrimp or salmon. And so that's what I'll mix with these vegetables. I'll cook these up in probably some soy sauce and maybe some like Kinder's teriyaki. And then that'll be nice and filling with either rice or sesame noodles, and then the protein that I choose. And to that, I'll probably add a bell pepper as well. I like to have a lot of veggies and have the leftovers. I might even make fried rice with it, but I got a cucumber, which I'll use for snack plates and for different bowls. I find that it's just nice and refreshing to add cucumber to a lot of different bowl options. Even if I'm doing like a chicken salad bowl, or if I have a snack plate and I make tuna or chicken salad, I like to dip the cucumber in it. So 0 points on WeightWatchers, and I just got one of these. I got some blueberries for yogurt bowls and waffles and pancakes, and then actually the strawberries looked really good today, so I got some of these as well. And I'll probably just use them together again for a yogurt bowl, or if I want to top my pancakes with them. The pineapple also looked pretty good. It looks really juicy, so I'll just use this as a snack, either in addition to my snack plate, or sometimes if I have like a sandwich or something, or even like a rice bowl for lunch and I want something sweet after, I'll snack on some fruit. So that's what this pineapple will be for. It's 0 points on WeightWatchers. And then I also got some grapes for the same thing. So after I finish my breakfast or my lunch, or sometimes I add them to snack plates, but I always want something sweet, and fruit is a really good option for that because it is 0 points on WeightWatchers. So I got these Autumn Crisp grapes. These are really good. They're really crispy and juicy. And again, I'll just use them after my breakfast or lunch. We always get bananas for protein shakes and for bowls of cereal, or to just have a plain banana. 0 points on Weight Watchers, and just a fruit that we always have on hand. Same with apples. So I got some Cosmic Crisp today. I was gonna get Honey Crisp, but they didn't look too great, and these ones looked a little bit better, so that's just how I chose today. Although the Honey Crisp have been really good lately. I have an apple every single day after dinner. I like to just have something sweet right away when I finish eating, like I mentioned, and the apple satisfies that craving for something sweet right away. It helps me to get a little bit more full and get more fiber in with my meal. And then if I want something sweet after, which I usually still do, I'll still have my dessert, but I'm a little bit more full from having the apple, and it's just become a healthy habit that I've stuck to for years now. I got some Cosmic Crisp this time. I'll just have these after dinner. They're 0 points on Weight Watchers, and I usually just eat them plain. Sometimes I use them to turn them into my dessert, so I'll do apple nachos, or I'll even cook them up and make them cinnamon to top my yogurt with. But that's why I grabbed some of these. And then I got some of these sweet peppers, which these look a little different than the ones I usually get. They're definitely bigger, and it says they are sweet and seedless. So I'll have to see how they are, but these are another ingredient that I just use to add to different meals, whether I'm making some like tacos or scrambled eggs or like a hash brown scramble. They're really quick and easy to just grab 1 or 2 out of the fridge, chop them up, and add them to a meal. Quickly, some freezer produce that I got. I actually only got fruit today. I have been eating a lot of yogurt bowls again for dessert. I've been craving them, and I feel like I just went a little bit without having them, and now it's made me really, really crave them even more. So what I like to do for the base of yogurt bowls, if I'm not using the fresh blueberries or strawberries that I showed, I really like to heat up some frozen berries. Usually my favorite are the strawberries, and I just got these recently from my last Aldi haul, and I just finished the bag, and they were so good. I got another bag from Walmart, and they haven't been as good. So I'm hoping these are like the first bag I got, where they're super sweet, and I just microwave them for like 1.5 to 2 minutes until they're no longer frozen. They get kind of warm, but I feel like it's really good with the yogurt, and then I add some cereal, and it's just a nice sweet treat that almost reminds me of like an ice cream sundae, but of course it's yogurt, not ice cream. But the strawberries taste the same as like when you get strawberries on ice cream, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I also got this berry medley. This one has strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. And again, I do the same thing where I just heat them up in the microwave. I add the yogurt and cereal on top, and then it's a nice filling yogurt bowl that I have for dessert. I got some canned produce. So first thing, I just grabbed some of these cans of tomato sauce, which usually, if you guys have been following me, you know I really like the Trader Joe's tomato sauce, but I kind of like that these jars are smaller from Aldi. I feel like I always have just a little bit too much extra with the tomato sauce when I use it, and so this size can is just a little bit better. But anyway, this is just the Aldi brand tomato sauce, 0 points on Weight Watchers, and I like to use it for pasta and pizza mostly. I also needed some more diced tomatoes, so again, just the Aldi brand, and I use these for like Mexican inspired vegetable mixes that I'll do with like corn, beans, and then tomatoes. Or sometimes I just mix this in with pasta sauce or pizza sauce to just bulk it up a little bit and add tomato chunks. I also needed some more pinto beans, so I just got 2 cans today. And these I like to use for soup, or like I said, that bean corn mix that I make for like tacos and enchiladas. But 0 points on Weight Watchers. They're nice and filling. For a half cup, it's 110 calories, 9 grams of fiber, and 7 grams of protein. Really quick, a couple random dips that I got. So this one is actually their black bean salad. And this is something that I like to make at home. There's something similar, but I haven't done it in a while. So I'm hoping that buying this and eating it, it's gonna make me inspired to actually make the bean salsa at home. But this is black bean salad with black beans and kidney beans in a mix of green pepper, cucumber, and corn. For the serving of a half cup, it's 1 point on Weight Watchers. It does have olive oil in it, but it's 100 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, 14 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of protein. And it's got really good flavor. I honestly like to use it most with rice and chicken in a bowl, but it's also really good with like tortilla chips or rice crackers, and I just haven't had it in a while, so I'm excited to have this again. Okay, this was something new that I couldn't pass up because I'm pretty sure we've tried a sweet pumpkin hummus, but this was a savory pumpkin hummus, and I don't think we've ever tried that before. We might have to save this for a snack review. For the serving of 2 tablespoons, it's 2 points on Weight Watchers, which is pretty normal normal for hummus. It's 70 calories, 5 grams of fat, 4 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 2 grams of protein in that serving. And I'm just excited to see what it tastes like. It's got onion, garlic, thyme, spice, and it says it has rosemary too. So I feel like it will be pretty savory, but I'm interested to see how this pumpkin hummus is. And then one of my favorite items from Aldi is this pineapple poblano guacamole. It has avocados with pineapple and roasted poblano peppers. For the serving of 2 tablespoons, it's 2 points on WeightWatchers, which I just scanned it and it said 2 points, but I always remembered it being 1 point, so I need to go back and check that. For some reason, I thought it was 1 point for 2 tablespoons, but either way, 2 points, 35 calories. It's got 3 grams of fat, 3 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, and 1 gram of sugar. And I just really enjoy this plain with chips or on bowls or like nachos. It does have a little bit of a sweetness to it, but I do like the little pineapple chunks in there and I feel like it goes together really well. This is a nice option. And like I said, I need to double check with the points because it just scanned as 2, but I swear this was always 1. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Moving on to some dairy items that I got today. I've really been enjoying these mozzarella cheese slices. They actually work really well when I make like garlic bread or like an open face pizza thing or something. And they're only 2 points per slice. One slice has 60 calories, 4 grams of fat, 1 carb, and 5 grams of protein. And I just feel like they melt really well. They have good flavor and they're a little bit on the thicker side because usually I get thin sliced cheese. So it works well, like I said, for things like that where it's like an open face sandwich or something. And I even used them on pizza bakes when I didn't have shredded mozzarella. I just did 2 slices and it worked out perfectly. So I grabbed more of those today. I also got more of their shredded cheeses, which I really like. These are the reduced fat options. So they've got the Mexican style and then the sharp cheddar cheese. These are 4 points for the serving of an ounce or a quarter cup, 90 calories, 6 grams of fat, 2 carbs, and 7 grams of protein. And I pretty much use these interchangeably. I like to use them on pizzas or in scrambled eggs. They're also good for tacos, nachos, any of those types of meals that I make. And so I just always have these in the drawer because we go through shredded cheese pretty quickly. I like to incorporate it with a lot of different meals. And it's nice that I can have just like a 2 point serving and it's still enough. I still get the flavor of it and it just works with the meals that I make. So got these 2 bags today. Like I said, I've really been on a yogurt kick again. So I've been having one pretty much every night. I needed to get more just yogurt. And this is the Friendly Farms Vanilla Greek Yogurt. It is 2 points per container, 80 calories, 2 grams of fat. It's got 4 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 12 grams of protein. And like I said, I'll do a base of fruit, then I add one of these containers, and then some cereal or granola on top, and it is such a satisfying yogurt bowl. The vanilla is always my favorite when it comes to that. I really don't like flavored yogurts that much. I think they've got a strawberry option for this as well, but I always just prefer to get vanilla if that is a possibility. Then I plan to make some type of pasta, whether it's like a lasagna or a ricotta cheese bake type thing. So I got this ricotta cheese that is the part skim option. They have a whole milk one as well, but it's higher in points. This one's 4 points for the serving of a quarter cup, but sometimes it just depends what type of recipe I'm making. I'll just add it in and then divide it up depending on how much of a serving I have. But for the serving of a quarter cup, it's got 90 calories, 6 grams of fat, 2 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 6 grams of protein. And like I said, I'll probably use it to make some type of like ricotta tomato cheese sauce with pasta, or I'll do like a lasagna recipe. Got that, which I haven't had this in a while. And then I needed some milk. So this one is actually kind of broken on the side. It's leaking out a little bit. I need to figure something out with that. But this is their 2% reduced fat, lactose-free milk. This is 5 points for the cup serving on WeightWatchers. It's got 130 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 8 grams of protein in that serving. And I got this to make some more creamies, which is also why I got the chocolate milk. This one's 6 points for the cup serving though. It's got 140 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 14 grams of protein, but both of them are really good options to make creamies with. Usually I like to get the fat-free milk, but they haven't had it there lately in any of the options. So I need to figure out what to do about that because usually we don't like to use this one for cereal. Although it does work, it just makes the bowl of cereal higher in points. Same with protein shakes. And it has less protein usually than the fat-free milk we use. So either way, I got these for creamies mostly. obviously, and it'll be nice to have some of those stocked up in the freezer, and it's a nice way to get some extra protein in. Okay, this was probably something I didn't need, but I really wanted to try it. It is their pumpkin spice whipped cream. It's 1 point for 2 tablespoons, 15 calories, 1 carb, and 1 gram of sugar. And honestly, I've really been craving some pumpkin pancakes or waffles or something, and I thought that this would be the perfect topping on it. So this would also be good on creamies, especially because I was gonna do another pumpkin pie creamy, and that's just what I was thinking when I saw it. But I'm excited to try this out. I don't usually get that many pumpkin spice products. I'm not always huge on it, but I felt like pumpkin spice whipped cream sounded really good. Even on my yogurt, that could be really good. Then I've had some people tell me to try out this. So this is meant to be like the Aldi version of the Fairlife protein shake, I think. I hope I got the right one. It is the vanilla flavor. For 1 shake, it's 3 points on WeightWatchers, 150 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 3 carbs, 2 grams of sugar, and 30 grams of protein. This one isn't lactose free, which I think the Fairlife one is, right? Now I'm getting confused, but I feel like the Fairlife one is usually lactose free, so Adam will still probably drink these. He just needs to have a Lactaid with them. But I was thinking about trying them out as a creamy, and then also with my protein coffee, even though I always end up just going back to Quest salted caramel. But maybe Adam will like these, because usually he likes the Fairlife option. Okay, really quickly, some bread items that I got. This is the Knock Your Sprouts Off sprouted 7-grain bread. It is egg and dairy free, and for the serving of 1 slice, it's 1 point. For 2 slices, it's 3 points on WeightWatchers. 1 slice has 70 calories, 16 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, and 3 grams of protein. And I usually just like to use it for open face sandwiches like tuna melt, or when I want PB&Js, I really like to use bread like this. Also just good for toast whenever I want some like toast with my eggs or something. So Adam likes to pack his lunches and make sandwiches with this bread with just some lunch meat, mustard, and lettuce, but we'll definitely go through this, and it's a nice lower point option that has a decent amount of fiber. For 2 slices, it's got 6 grams of fiber and 6 grams of protein, so that's always nice. This has quickly become one of my favorite products at Aldi. This is the whole wheat, flax, and oat bran pitas. They are 1 point for 1 or 2 points for 2. But for 1 pita, 70 calories, 1 gram of fat, 11 carbs, 3 grams of fiber, and 6 grams of protein. I love just using these to do like open face mini like pizzas. I've done barbecue chicken or like Greek with tzatziki and artichokes, or even just tomato sauce, pepperoni, and cheese. You can make actual pizzas out of them. But these are just a really nice lower point option that again adds some extra fiber and some extra protein, and I feel like it tastes really good. Then I actually got 2 bags of these tortillas today. These are the El Milagros, super good. I didn't realize that they are more local to me. I kind of just thought they were all over the US, but I guess they aren't, and they're a little bit harder to find. So now I feel even more lucky that we're able to get them, because they really are so good. They are corn tortillas, and for 2 tortillas, it's 3 points on WeightWatchers, which is the serving. It's 100 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 21 carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and 3 grams of protein. If you have 1 of them, it's 1 point. If you have 3 of them, it's 4 points. And I like to just use these to make tacos mostly. I'll just heat them up in a pan for like 30 seconds on each side, and I'll use some like nonstick olive oil spray, and it's perfect to then just add the toppings from the tacos, or I'll use them to make quesadillas, stuff like that. These are just a really nice option that I always have. We're pretty much able to find them at most of our stores, even like Aldi, Sam's Club, so grabbed more of these though because we were out. Then moving on to some proteins that I got. Last time that I got this shrimp from Aldi, it was so good. It's just their raw, peeled, deveined, and tail off shrimp, and it's over in the refrigerated section by all the other meat. So I'll probably make a pasta with this. That's kind of what I was thinking, but we'll see if I do that, or like shrimp tacos. It's just really good fresh shrimp, and it's 0 points on WeightWatchers. For the serving of 4 ounces, it's 90 calories, 1 gram of fat, 1 carb, and 17 grams of protein. So it's a nice way to make meals more filling. I feel like every time I incorporate shrimp, it really does fill me up a lot quicker. And like I said, they work really well to make like tacos or fajitas, or also use them in a pasta. That's probably one of the 2 things I will do with them. They only had 1 more container of ground chicken, so I grabbed this. It's 0 points on WeightWatchers. And for the 4-ounce serving, it's got 150 calories, 8 grams of fat, and 20 grams of protein. And this I'll probably just use for the stir fry that I mentioned. I'll just cook it and break it up and then probably season it with some garlic seasonings, some soy sauce, and then mix it with the vegetables to make a nice stir fry with rice because I only have 1 pound of it. Then I'll have some leftovers with the veggies for that. And then with the 2 pounds of meat that I got, today I did 99% lean ground turkey, which I actually feel like I haven't gotten this in a long time since Weight Watchers changed the plan and then the other lean meat started counting as 0 points. Before it was pretty much just like 99% lean ground turkey. But I got this today to make some taco meat with. So I'll make both pounds at once and then just have a big batch of taco meat in the fridge. For the serving of 4 ounces, like I said, it's 0 points on Weight Watchers, 120 calories, 1 gram of fat, and 28 grams of protein. So it has even more protein, nice and filling, and it'll be nice and convenient to have some taco meat made. I always have that in the fridge, and I just switch off between turkey, chicken, and beef for the meat that I use for it. Then I've got some marinade packets in the cabinet, so I grabbed some chicken breasts that I will grill up after I put the seasonings on them. This is about 3 pounds. It's 0 points on Weight Watchers. It's just skinless, boneless chicken breast. For the serving of about 4 ounces, it's 110 calories and 25 grams of protein. And lately it's just been really nice to have some grilled chicken prepped, so that's my plan. I've been adding it to a bunch of different meals, whether it's a pasta dish or a rice bowl, or even cut up and put into like a wrap or on a sandwich. It'll be nice to have some more grilled chicken made. And again, just setting myself up for success, having these individual ingredients prepped really does just make it easier to make healthier choices and not be tempted by takeout food. I got some Canadian bacon. So this one actually scans as 2 points for 3 slices, which is more than the Sam's Club one we get by a point, which not a huge deal. I was planning to just make some breakfast sandwiches with this. It's 70 calories for 3 slices, 2 grams of fat, and 12 grams of protein. And this is a great protein option to put on either this bread that I showed before or even like an English muffin. And then with some eggs and cheese, it makes a nice filling breakfast sandwich. Or sometimes I'll chop it up and just add it to scrambled eggs. Got some Canadian bacon. And then the last thing, I got some imitation crab meat. So I like the leg style. I just find it's easier to like portion and chop up. But this I like to use for sesame noodles, or actually I have so much Laughing Cow in there that I need to do something with that. And I was thinking of doing one of my favorite pastas, which is like a crab rangoon pasta. I've got some chives from the garden, and then I can use this imitation crab with some Laughing Cow. It's really good and filling. I've always enjoyed getting sushi that has imitation crab and stuff, so it's nice to be able to just incorporate this, even to make like poke bowls or sushi bowls at home. And it's 3 points for the serving of 3 pieces, 90 calories, and it's got 14 carbs, 4 grams of sugar, and 6 grams of protein in that serving. Okay, the last few things that I got, I've been making a lot more oatmeal bakes, and so I needed some more oats. These are just old-fashioned oats, and they're 0 points on Weight Watchers. For the serving of a half cup, it's 150 calories, 2.5 grams of fat, 27 carbs, 4 grams of fiber, and 5 grams of protein. And like I said, I've been making an oat bake. I can link the video in the description where I recently made one. It is so good, especially drizzled with some Greek yogurt that I make into like a little bit of an icing with some cinnamon and some no sugar added caramel syrup. It is so good. I want it right now thinking about it. I'll probably even make it for dessert too. So I just needed to have more of these oats on hand. I've been going through them pretty quickly. I grabbed some of these pretzels. They're just like pretzel thins, and they are 3 points for the serving of about 23 pieces, 110 calories, 24 carbs, 1 gram of fiber, 2 grams of sugar, and 2 grams of protein. And I just really enjoy these on my snack plates. I've got some sweet chili hummus in there that I need to use up, so I was kind of craving it with plain pretzels, and that's why I grabbed these. They work well dipped in like tuna and stuff like that too, but I got them mostly for snack plates. Okay, then the last thing I got today is just some pasta, and I was excited to see this because it is a protein penne. I'm guessing it's gonna be similar to Barilla Protein Plus pasta, but I'm gonna have to see how it is. They had penne and rotini, but mine didn't have any rotini. It says it's made with plant-based protein, and for the serving of 2/3 cup, it's 190 calories, 1 gram of fat, 38 carbs, 5 grams of fiber, and 10 grams of protein. And it is 4 points for that serving on Weight Watchers, which is the same as the Barilla pasta. So I'm gonna try this out and see how it is, but I'm always excited to see a new protein pasta option. And that wraps up everything that I got from Aldi today. So it always feels good to have the fridge nice and stocked with lots of proteins and vegetables. It gives me no excuse, even though I still do have to cook the stuff, but at least I'm one step closer to being able to do that when my fridge is stocked with these things. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'll end with the prices shopping through the store, but I appreciate you guys watching so much. Thank you, and I will see you next time.